I'm Erika Marchant. I graduated from DePauw University and got in touch with eimagine through the OR Fellowship, which places recent Midwest grads with different Indianapolis-based companies. I'm originally from Illinois, and I'm now living in Indianapolis. I knew during my interview that eimagine would be a good fit because of the people focus. I think for me, based on what I'd heard from both Ryan and Laura, it seemed like a very intentional culture that not only understands but acts upon the knowledge of people first. So during the interview, I think the questions were really geared towards getting at my motivation, and I appreciated that we had a whiteboarding session. Where they asked me a question of like teaching someone something, and I really enjoyed that. Um, but anyways, I think I really got a sense through the interview of the intentionality underlying the goals and values of the company, the ways that they're communicated, and then the transparency that comes with that. So a lot of appreciation on the culture end. For me, a little bit of background, I actually studied Chinese and environmental studies in college. So the whole tech world is very new to me. One of the biggest out of my comfort zone experiences was doing group work with the developers at different points throughout the program. So not only is the content new to me, but collaborating effectively with people that already have exposure to coding and software engineering and everything, that was very new, learning how to manage a new type of work alongside peers. So it was great. I had the opportunity to ask questions of them and also observe the way that they explained the work that they were doing. So we got to work through different sandbox environments and get a chance to see what the content would look like. And then having our assignments overlap in that way, I think, was a new experience for me. I think for me, in the final section of E3, elevate, so you go from educate, or excuse me, engage to educate and then elevate. In that final portion, we had a lot of opportunities to work closely with the senior BAs and hear stories about their experience and learn how they approach the work that they do on their respective projects. But the best part of working with them and my favorite part was getting to do the role playing. So someone would pretend to be a client and they would maybe be a little bit difficult communication wise. And so we had a chance to see some real life challenges that they may encounter and learn from them in our own way, which is really exciting. And then too, we had a lot of chances to sit in on meetings, client meetings and planning meetings, requirement gathering meetings. And it was really fun to be a fly on the wall in those situations and sort of get to shadow the mentors that we were working with. Those opportunities were great because we got to have synthesis activities afterwards where we would think about the content that we had worked with virtually and then applying that to the meetings that we were seeing, asking follow-up questions of our mentors. Yeah, so a lot of hands-on experience as much as you can at a virtual distance. I would say holistic. So even for the BAs, we had a chance to see what the coders were looking at and kind of get in the mind of the developers, get in the minds of the clients. So I think we had a really holistic kind of bird's eye view of what the company is doing. And that's really beneficial instead of just feeling like we're siloed in our own department. Since we're all working together and they're close-knit teams, I think that's been a huge asset and probably will be going forward.